It is another wonderful day God had bestowed upon us. I'm Unizel Estwanda, BSNet student, and today I will be tackling one of the famous assessment tool for personality. But before we begin, let's know first our learning outcomes. By the end of the lesson, we will be able to first is to understand the background and purpose of the CPQ as a tool for assessing children's personality traits and characteristics. Next is to foster empathy and understanding towards children by considering the diversity of personality traits and recognizing the different traits contribute to individual difference and variations in behavior, emotions, and preference. And lastly, to demonstrate proficiency in administering the CPQ. So let us begin by understanding what is CPQ. CPQ is an abbreviation for Children's Personality Questionnaire. It is a 140-item self-report inventory for children ages 8 to 12 years old that is based on Cattell's personality trait theory, and it is originally developed in 1959 by U.S. educator Rutherford Borchardt Porter and Raymond B. Cattell. So children personality questionnaire can be employed by school and counseling personnel in predicting and evaluating children's behavior, and it features 14 personality factors for determining whether a child is outgoing, emotionally stable, shy, assertive, and so on and so forth. So it is suitable for use by clinicians diagnosing and treating emotional and conduct disorder. It is designed to measure personality traits, of course, and of course to predict and evaluate the course of personal, social, and academic development of a child. Moving on, the CPQ typically consists of a series of questions or statements that require the child to indicate their agreement or their disagreement using a rating scale. The questionnaires covers a wide range of domains, including but not limited to a child's temperament. So this domain explores a child's characteristic patterns of behavior such as activity level, adaptability, mood, and intensity of reaction. This domain also evaluates if a child is a sanguine, a melancholic, a choleric, or a phlegmatic like me. So if you're interested in knowing what type of temperament are you in, you can take the test using the link in the description box. So the next domain is the social skills. This section assesses a child's social skills. This section assesses the child's interpersonal skills, including their ability to communicate, cooperate, make friends, and resolve conflict. The third one is the emotional functioning. This domain focuses on a child's emotional experiences, including their ability to recognize and express emotions, regulate their emotions, and of course, how they cope with stress. Then the fourth one is the cognitive style. This section explores the child's thinking patterns and cognitive abilities, such as their attention span, their memory, their problem-solving skills, and also their creativity. The next one is whether a child has a behavioral issues. So this domain addresses behavioral problems or difficulties a child may exhibit, including aggression, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and oppositional behavior. CPQ is a widely used tool to assess various personality traits in children. While the exact structure and number of items in the questionnaire may vary, here are the standard sample of 14 common personality traits that are often included in the CPQ.
So we have here a table that consists of low score description, the factor, and the high score description. On the factor A in the low score description, the child is reserved. It means that the child is detached, critical, cool, aloof. Professionally, it is called schizothymia. On the other hand, the high score description measures if a child is outgoing, participative, or easygoing, if the child is warm-hearted. While on factor B, it is being either dull or bright, while the factor C explores if a child has a low ego strength, wherein a child is emotionally less stable and easily upset, or if the child has higher ego strength, displaying maturity, calmness, and facing reality. While in factor D, it is in between being phlegmatic or excitable being and inactive in any class activity, or on the other hand, being overactive. Now we are in factor E. This tests if the child is obedient or dominant, if a child is accommodating, maabiyabihon, and easily led, or if a child is assertive, competitive, and aggressive. In factor F, it is between being sober, prudent, or serious, and being enthusiastic and shows urgency. While in factor G, it is between being expedient and disregarding the rules and being conscientious, or the characteristic of a child wherein the child is rule bound. While in factor H, we can see that it is between being shy and being venturesome. It is being introverted or being extroverted. Next is being tough-minded or tender-minded, while being distrustful or being internally restrained. Next is being forthright and shrewd. On the factor O, it's in between being self-assured. If the child is confident, or if a child is trouble, insecure, or we can say guilt-prone. So the next factor is undisciplined self-conflict, or if a child has low sentiment integration, and if a child has the opposite of it, which is being socially precise and controlled. The last factor is if the child is relaxed with low energetic tension, or most of the time tense, which shows high energetic tension. So now in the screen you can see an example of CPQ. The other one is for lower grades, and the other is for those children who can already read sentences.
So guys, if you can see, the CPQ really provides valuable information for professionals working with children, such as psychologists, counselors, and educators like us. So it helps them gain a better understanding of a child's personality, which can inform intervention, treatment plans, and educational strategies tailored to the child's specific needs. So it is really important to note that CPQ is just one of the many assessment tools available for measuring children's personality traits, and it should be used in conjunction with other assessment and clinical observations to provide a comprehensive evaluation. Additionally, the administration and interpretation of CPQ should be conducted by qualified professionals trained in psychometric assessment to ensure the accuracy and validity of the result. So that would be all for my report. Again, I'm Unizel Estwanda, and I hope that you had learned something today. Thank you.